Welcome to In the Sulky. I'm Justin Horowitz, and it's always nice when we get to talk to our boss, Jason Settlemoir, who's here to give us kind of a state of the industry, a state of the Meadowlands. Always nice to talk to you, Jason.
It's always nice to be here, Justin. Thanks for having me on this evening.
Well, you are just back from a week in Las Vegas, where you're at the Dan Patch Awards, and also the USTA meetings, where you unsuccessfully ran for president.
Twice.
Second time, yeah. Susan Lucci still has a ways to go to catch up to her, though. But Russell Williams elected USTA president. Were you surprised by the results?
You know, look, right from the get-go, I told everybody I did not want to be the president of the USTA if it was just going to be a record-keeping organization. So surprised? No, wasn't really all that surprised, except for, I wasn't surprised by Russell being elected president of the USTA. I think what I was a little bit more shocked with and dismayed with was that Joe Panaccio had actually gotten more votes than me. But all the candidates that were up there, are passionate about the industry. They love our sport. So I think that any one of them will do a good job for the USTA. But, Russell went opposite of what Panaccio and I really did. And Russell, when he, was the establishment candidate, and he said that there out there in Las Vegas when he went up for his final remarks before the election. And myself and Joe were kind of like the guys that, that wanted change. So, look, I told Russell, I told Joe, and I told Freddie, and I also told Ryan Macedonio that any one of them that were elected outside of me, that they would have my support 100%, and trying to turn the tide a little bit. But surprised? No, I wasn't so much surprised. Like I said, and Russell went with the establishment candidate type thing, which was completely opposite. And I didn't want to be president of the USTA if it was just going to be a record-keeping organization. I've got a lot of ideas and a lot of plans that I'd like to see put in place.
So when you run as the candidate for change and then you lose and the establishment candidate wins, where do you go from here as far as being able to maybe try to make some of those changes that are so important?
Well, I was a little bit more shocked, if I may, and I'll digress just a little bit. I was a little bit more shocked for the vote for the survey question, that it went down so handily about earmarking 5% of the gaming money for marketing our sport. I guess it just shows you where we are as an organization. But look, yeah, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, there's a lot of changes that have to be made in our sport, and hopefully we can start to see some of those changes at the USTA. If not, I've been talking with a lot of the younger people in our sport over the last few years, including my good friend Yannick Gingras, that we need to market our sport. I think we're all in agreement, the people, and Yannick agrees with like so many other people that I've spoke to over the last several years, that we need to market this sport. So I'm looking at possibly, we'll say the word possibly at this time, but I'm more than tinkering around with it at this point, since I was unsuccessful with my USTA presidency bid, to put another organization together where we could earmark a certain percentage of people's paychecks to this, and then go to a marketing firm in New York City or wherever that may be, somebody that can tell us how to spend the money. And I'm talking about everybody. And I've spoke to some of the breeders, I've spoke to some of the top drivers, some of the top trainers, some of the track operators as well. And look, at the end of the day, I'm going to be coming to you. If we do this, I'm going to be coming to you and myself, and earmarking a little bit of money so that we can market our sport, so that we have a future in the sport of harness racing, and our kids and our grandkids know about the passion that we have for the business.
So USTA aside, you still run the Meadowlands, and a healthy Meadowlands racetrack is an important thing for the entire industry. So what do you see as the biggest challenges here at the Meadowlands as we move forward in 2017?
That's a simple question right now. It's the horse population. It was one of the things that I've spoke about so candidly when I ran against Mr. Langley, and then ran this last time. Over the past dozen years, there's three important indicators to me of a healthy industry, which have shown a sharp decline here in harness racing, by USTA membership being down 30%, the total number of starters down 22%, and the number of mares bred in North America over the last 12 years is almost down 50%. And while we've raced for almost $6 billion in gaming money, we have relatively spent very little on marketing our sport, and I think that has to change. So, but without a doubt, our biggest problem right now here at the Meadowlands is certainly our horse population and being able to be competitive with those around us, especially when the tracks in Pennsylvania start to open up and our average number of starters is down. So all the indicators are there that I've spoke about for a track like the Meadowlands is struggling with horse population.
That being said, we do have a great brand here at the Meadowlands, and as far as gambling on harness racing, there's still no better place to do that than here at the Meadowlands. You look at last night as a great example. We had a pick 5 carryover, attracted $170,000 in new money, and when the field size is there and you put the competitive fields together, people still know how to bet on the Meadowlands. I think that's one of the strongest assets here at the Meadowlands. What do you see as the best parts of the Meadowlands, and how do we leverage those assets here at the Meadowlands to kind of help things here?
Well, that's another easy question for me. It's certainly our customers, our loyal customers that are here at the track and that bet on our signal. When we talk about our brand, the Meadowlands brand, so it's easy. It's our customers that are here on track that continue to support us, and also those ones located throughout the world that continue to bet on our product. And our loyal horsemen and women that race here at the Meadowlands, they're absolutely very, very important. And our employees that we have here with the never give up type of attitude that we have here at the Meadowlands. We're obviously at a big disadvantage not having gaming here at the Meadowlands. Hopefully that'll change someday. But at the end of the day, we have great employees that have a never give up type of attitude. We have a great brand, and we have great loyal customers, and that's why like a card like last night where we had 11 races where we're able to handle so much money.
Yeah, $2.6 million for 11 races. There's still nothing like mile track racing here at the Meadowlands. Now, I know the thing that I think is so wonderful in working here at the Meadowlands, like, you're still a fan of harness racing.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, there's all these big business issues that may give you a headache sometimes, but at the end of the day, there's nobody that loves harness racing more than you. So what are you most looking forward to this season after last year where we had so much fun watching Always Be Mickey put on a show?
Well, it's always the big races here at the Meadowlands. To be able to, the Hambletonian and the Meadowlands pace, to be presiding over those races and looking over the racetrack, to be standing in the winner's circle on those big days, on those big evenings, and watching those races, kind of like a culmination of all the hard work that we do throughout the year, and being able to stand there and watch everything unfold in front of us and be right there in the winner's circle and turn around and think, wow, this is really something special. This is a dream of mine. I've dreamed about running the Meadowlands racetrack since I was 13. I don't know too many kids from Newark, Ohio that were actually dreaming about running the Meadowlands and actually got to do it. So.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by and giving us a few minutes. Tell us about what's going on in the industry. And I know you have an open door policy. I hear that. So if anyone watching out there has any questions, they know how to reach you. That's for sure.
I'm trying to get some more followers on Twitter, too, so it settles for.
Well, you've got a locked account.
You got to unlock the account.
You got to unlock the account so everybody can retweet everything you're putting out there.
But just seriously, on another serious note, too, be sure to continue to pray for Sam McKee and his family. If you're listening, Sam, out there, we love you very, very much here at the Meadowlands, and we're all praying for you as an industry, and we look forward to having you back here at the Meadowlands.
Very soon, yes. We can always agree on that topic. That's one thing we all agree on. Jason Settlemoir, the General Manager and Chief Operating Officer of the Meadowlands Racetrack. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Jen and Holly coming up next to tee up the Saturday night action.